Okay, so I had a few audio problems there. Now we're ready to go. Boys are watching some crazy cartoons, so I'm all set. I can squeeze these five. Oh, Gujitsu? Yeah, they're watching Gujitsu. I have no idea what that is. The function g of x equals that vertex form of a quadratic. And it's a transformation of the parent function f of x equals x squared. We know that's Big Mama. Which of the following statements are true? Select all that apply. Well, let's get an idea of what she looks like here. All right, we've got so we have something that has moved to the left. Okay, left 2, and it went up 4. All right, so up 2. I'm sorry, left 2, 1, 2, up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and now for this type of question, you're probably only just, you don't have to graph it. You just have to know, like, what is it doing in the long run? Like, where's arms going? And so, since the a in front here is positive, it's just a default 1, all right, and there's no negative sign, then we know that it's going to be pointing upwards, okay? So what we'll do then is now we'll look at all of our choices. Function g is the result of being translated to the right 2 units. Now, already I know that that's false because that's to the left. So it's not A. Function g is the result of being translated left 2 units and up 4. Okay, there we go. That's 1. The graph of function f opens upward. We know that because a is positive. Opens downward. Well, that's not a possibility. It can't do both. All right. The graph of the function f is compressed by a factor of 2. If it was compressed by a factor of 2, then we would have seen a 2 right there as the a. All right, because compression and stretching and widening and tightening, those are all basically the same word, words in the sense of its effects on the graph. Okay, and in this case, we don't have any of that going on, so it's not E. So your final answer would be B and C. Now, what is the domain and range of this function here? Well, let's take a look at this. Okay, looks like we moved to the right 4, and we went up 3, and it looks like this guy is going to be pointing downwards. Okay, and because it's a half, he's going to widen just a little bit. Okay, I don't have to graph it. I just have to think about what his domain and range. Well, no, I should graph it because if we want domain and range, we have to be kind of specific. All right, so this guy moved over to the right. Actually, let me sketch this more appropriately here. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. We went up 3, 2, 3. He is pointing downward, and he kind of widening out a little bit. So now let's think, okay, the domain for a quadratic, it's not in pieces. So we're ready to just say all real numbers, right? From negative infinity to positive infinity. That's totally fine. Now the range, though, is what's tricky with quadratics because there's definitely a min or a max. And this guy is a max because he is opening downwards. He has to be the top of the hill. So this means that starting from the low, I go low to high. Don't put from 3 to negative infinity because that would be going from up to down. We want to go down to up. And since I start down low at negative infinity, I will go all the way up to positive 3. Okay, and then always include your max or your min. So now let's see what choices we have here. The domain is all real numbers, and the range is y less than or equal to positive 3. Yeah, that's it. That's the guy already. The domain is x greater than 4, and the range is greater than. Well, that's different. That would be like saying, that's what that would look like. Okay, so that's not it. That's B. C would say the domain is all real numbers, and the range is greater than positive 3. That would mean that I also have this side, and that's not what I have, right? I've got this as my real guy. The domain is x is greater than negative. What does negative 4 have to do with it? That's not even part of the, he's not even the main focus of the graph, so that can't be it. All right, so that's it. That's numbers 1 and 2. I'm actually going to make these relatively short videos so that they'll process fast on in Google. And will I do? Yeah, I'm going to put them on my YouTube channel. All right.